Today's episode of Make Something Monday is Valentine's jewelry. And you can see I'm using paint and I'm using glue to, what's a paint pen is what that's called, to decorate these earrings I've painted. First they're pink, and I added the gold, and then it didn't turn out so well. So then I had to add more gold to just spread it around. And I'm showing you there that I've got that on there, and there's some other earrings I'm beginning to create. I'm coloring it in using a colorful marker actually, and you can use anything that can add color to an object to make it more interesting. However, it's important to seal those things once they're done, and I used a metallic pink glue actually, Elmer's glue, that sealed these pieces. So I sped up the time because it took a long time to get the things done that I wanted to get done. I'm painting the edge of those flowers with gold paint pen, and trying to show you up close. You can see there's metal earring pieces I've pushed through before they dried. I used a air dry clay to do these projects, little earrings. And as you can see, there's little shapes at the bottom of the screen that kind of look like cookie cutters, and that's how I press them out. They're actually made for doing small projects. You can buy them at Michael's Arts and Crafts, Hobby Lobby. Any kind of craft store has these small cookie cutter type stencils to be able to cut out flower shapes, heart shapes, leaf shapes you see there, all kinds of different shapes. So I'm trying to show you how I'm putting it together, and I'm connecting it with the wire earring hooks. I'm using a wire needle nose pliers to bend the wire to connect it to the heart pieces. And I'm showing you, I can just simply hang it on a display and either give those away or sell them. And you can also buy those cardboard backings at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, any place like that that has jewelry supplies. I'm painting these heart shapes with a bright pink color. Oh, and then I decide stamps. Let's use stamping. So I stamp some red color on there because I'm not fully satisfied with the color that I'm getting. It's not as deep as I would like it to go. So I try to stamp some on and see how that looks. That's just a part of the creative process. So I've made those two hearts to look like large like sweet tart type candies that they get at Valentine's Day, but obviously a lot bigger. The air dry clay, as you can see, is white first, and so you have to paint that clay to color it how you want. But once it's dried, it does take a couple of days for air dry clay to fully dry, and it does depend on weather. If your weather is wet and rainy, your air dry clay will take several days to dry fully and harden fully. If it's dry outside, it's dry inside, then it will dry quicker. However, I have experimented and tried to put this air dry clay into a toaster oven where I use my polymer clay, and it does not work. However, I don't know what they make this stuff out of, but it doesn't bake. Okay, so you can't bake it; it just won't work. You just gotta let it air dry. It does make an interesting chalky feel or texture. So it was a good substance to use for this particular project that I was doing. So I'm using the wire tools, and I'm bending the clay. I'm bending the wire and then putting the hooks on there, and using another marker to add that color. and it's still, in my opinion, not deep enough, so I keep adding more. I go around the edges, I go to the back and color the whole thing. And this is where I begin to add the chain pieces, and I hook on. You can see the hook there that I've made, and I'm going to slide each chain piece on and use my wire tool to tighten it. Okay, so then you can see my collection of earrings I began to create. There's the example of one that I finished that you've seen, and then the pair in the back. The scripture for today is 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all that you do be done in love.